You see Roxy right there. You see Roxy. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I really don't. I don't want to do this. And by I genuinely don't. I don't want to play this game. But it's stuck in my mind. It can't get it out of my head. I see this game in my library. I'm like, I still gotta finish that game. It's been 3 months since the 59th video of this game. And now we're on to the 60th video of course, no other than Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't want to be here anymore. I've played this game for so long now. It's just so many Doki Doki videos. So many streams. So many deaths, replays, so many mods, and I love the game. Don't get me wrong, I love it. And that's why I keep playing it. But that's okay. Alright. Because guess what? Guess what? It don't matter. It don't matter. Anyway, that refreshing crispness in the air, the vibrant flurry of reds and oranges and yellows gently swirling down from the treetops. This is the Halloween add-on I don't even have to do. It's just extra stuff. It's definitely autumn, and with autumn comes Halloween. And while I'm not into horror as much as someone like Yuri, I've always enjoyed Halloween. Yeah, I don't play a lot of horror games. How many horror games do you see me play? Where's the Resident Evil playthrough, huh? Resident Evil Village? Still waiting on that to be finished? Me too, alright? I look at the game, I'm like, gotta record that, and I'm like, but I got Detroit Become Human, or games that don't scare me. I know what's coming up in that game. I know where I'm heading into, and I don't want to touch it. I really don't, so I'm not going to for a while. It gives a good excuse to indulge in all things horror, not to mention prank friends and enemies. Man, Sayori and I used to go all out on each other when it came to Halloween pranks. Speaking of, she's late, as usual. Sayori, there you are. Hurry up or we'll miss out on all the fun. I'm going as fast as I can. I took a little nap after school, so I was putting on my costume. Oh, a little nap, huh? Something tells me that this nap was more than just a cat nap. Well, you still look pretty nice at least. A cowgirl, huh? Like, the Halloween twist on it. It has a really cool vibe to it. You look great as well, Puka. I haven't seen you in a costume for ages. It's really bringing back some memories. Thanks. Well, can you believe that I actually put effort into this? I laughed at myself. There I was, thinking I'd outgrown Halloween. Yet, here I am. Well, you have to. It's Halloween after all. I just wonder what the others are gonna look like. The question lingers in my head as well as we make our way to the school. As along the way, I spot a couple of other people also dressed up. One guy doesn't look too out of the ordinary. Brown fedora, red and green sweater. It's his glove that's the giveaway. It sports a row of blades. Upon closer inspection, his face looks charred and burnt. Impressive makeup, to say the least. Sayori flinches as she passes him. Well, I don't like the look of that guy. I bet he'll give me nightmares. Whether that was an intentional pun or not is up for debate. Yeah, because that's a reference to Nightmare on Elm Street. If you don't get that, if you're too young, if you're too stupid, if you don't watch movies, anything, get me off of this game, please. Ooh, look at them, Puka. I'm not taking this seriously anymore. I'm not trying to give them voices. It's not happening. It's not happening, alright? I'll go with like, I don't know. I can't help but grin as I see what Sayori is pointing to. A group effort with one person in a brown Great Dane dog onesie. Next to him stands a nervous-looking guy with the shaggy brown hair with a confident-looking blonde man. Well, a confident blonde man leads the pack, accompanied by two women. I wonder what they're cosplay. I wonder what they're dressed up as. It could definitely, not most definitely be, Scooby-Doo and all the gang, Mystery Incorporated or Mystery Corp or whatever it's called. Mystery Inc. It's a pretty big contrast from the costume we saw beforehand. The walk to school feels more like a parade, with a variety of characters ranging from horror to cute, western to eastern. A creepy-looking pale girl with the jet black hair covering her face ambles past us without a word. Sarah clings to me. Why do people have to dress up so scarily? Well, it is Halloween. I know. It's just that some of these costumes and makeup are so convincing. I squeeze her hand gently. Sari, they're just people having fun. Look, I'll say hello to the next one. You'll see, they're just celebrating Halloween. There's nothing to be afraid of. She doesn't look very convinced, but nods anyway. The next person to walk by us doesn't look too scary. Kinda looks like a janitor with dark overalls and an expressionless white mask. Ah, I get it. Sure, the mask is a bit unsettling, but at least okay, never mind. He's got a huge knife. Hey, nice costume. The masked man doesn't reply, although he does stop walking. Now he's just standing there wordlessly, looking at us both. I saw that one coming, but, it's enjoyable nonetheless. I don't think this is doing Zary any favors. My phone is falling. I see that in the back. Don't fall. Still sick. You, on your way to a party? No response. He tilts his head as his fingers fiddle with the hilt of the knife. Well, Sarah tugs on my sleeve as the man carries on walking. Maybe he was a mime. Sure, let's go with that. Back to the school we are. What do I do for a thumbnail this time? I have no clue. The school grounds look completely different at night, with the lights out and the usual noises absent. The whole building has a totally different vibe to it. I can't help but shiver slightly as we draw closer. It's crazy how the hustle and bustle of the place really brings it to life. With all that gone, the sleeping school looks like the typical haunted buildings you see in horror movies. The windows devoid of any light are sinister and uninviting. The faint light of the moon basks the grounds in an ethereal glow. Either way, we must be the only students who are breaking into the school to celebrate Halloween. I was gonna point that out. I forgot we were breaking into the school. Anyway. God, I'm so gross. Hardly one of the most wild places to break into, but the sight in front of me confirms that it's perfect for the festivity. Puka? Don't tell me you're scared, Sayori. Hey, you are too! I puff my chest out in a comedic display of fox bravado. I don't think that's how it's pronounced, but I don't speak French. I am not! She playfully rolls her eyes. If you say so. By the way, where are the others? Right behind you. I can't help but let out a yelp of surprise as the unexpected voice causes me to jump out of my skin. Meanwhile, Sayori is in a furious fit of giggles, shaking with laughter. Hey, what's so funny? Don't tell me you weren't scared either. I saw her coming. Monica holds an expression torn between sympathy and amusement. I don't know how to feel about this right now. It's so weird. This is new. Sorry, Puka. Sorry, Puka, but it was too good an opportunity to pass up. You should have seen your reaction. I pull a face. Very funny. Nice costume, by the way. She does a twirl. Thank you. I wasn't sure what to go with in the end. It felt weird putting on a costume. I can't even remember the last time I did anything for Halloween. I'm guessing this is the first time you've broken into school, huh? You shouldn't be proud of that, Puka. Oh, come on, Monica. Where's your rebellious teenage spirit? Smells like teenage spirit, and if I had an editor, that's where they play it, like a 1 second clip of this song. Okay, I don't have one because I'm my own editor. All right, I guess maybe Aiden. We'll see when this video comes out. If the other videos come out, you guys don't know yet, but maybe you do know. I don't know yet. You're a witch after all. Aren't they meant to get up to mischief? Yeah, come on. It'll be a lot of fun. No one will find out. In all the excitement of preparing for Halloween, I totally forgot that Monica was a perfect student. The thought of breaking in, especially into school, must be completely foreign to her. Still, sometimes you've gotta have a little fun. Today of all days as well. A wry smile works its way onto her face. Just for today. Ugh. I can't wait to find Yuri just dead in a corner, just with Natsuki staring over her body. As it turns out, breaking into a school is kinda easy. That or we just got lucky. We managed to find a window that's unlocked. The interior of the darkened school looks just as spooky as the exterior. My imagination is doing me no favors. Every sound we make seems exceedingly unwelcome, like we've stumbled into a den of a monster. Even with Sayori and Monika near me, I can't help but feel uneasy. I was all for the idea of breaking into school, but now that we're actually inside, it's only just dawning on me how creepy darkened schools really are. I swear I heard a rumor that a couple of years ago, a student committed suicide in this very school. Did she hang? Did she? Oh God! Did she hang herself? I shiver as I simultaneously try to block out the memory and remember more of it. No, that wasn't it. She just disappeared one day. Oh, no trace of her. Look. Almost like her very being was just deleted. Gone, like that. I mentally shake myself. No, that didn't happen. These are just silly rumors that school kids like to spread to creep each other out. But a part of me can't help but imagine, what if that actually did happen? Would her ghost still be roaming these very halls, twisted with vengeance, prowling for victims? What if... I love what they're doing right now. They made a reference not only to Sayori, but to Monika. Oh, my nose is so stuffy. Doesn't matter. Here we are. Monika's voice snaps me out of my spectral spiel. We're outside the club room. I can spot Yuri and Natsuki inside, poring over a pumpkin carving. It's a shame we're doing it in this room. Huh? Why? Well, it's Halloween, right? The classroom opposite up to us is where that one student hung herself. I freeze as Monika winks at me, opening the door. Don't do that! That's not allowed! Hey guys! You two look great. Yuri blushes. It looks like she's gone for some sort of gothic vampire outfit, which... Oh, I was really hoping that would be Lady Demetresque. That would have made so much sense. Which, given her taste in horror and poetry, is a really good fit. Thank you, Monika. It is quite enjoyable to express my love for horror in this way. Poems are, of course, gratifying to write, but this makes a nice change. Sarah wanders over, trying to figure out what Yuri is meant to be. Are you, a vampire? Yes, a gothic one, in the vein of Anne Rice's vampires. It's not too dark, is it? Relax, Yuri. It's Halloween. It's pretty much a day dedicated to horror. It's fitting. I really like yours as well, Natsuki. Pretty spooky. Yeah. Real spooky there, Natsuki. Real spooky. Don't mind me taking a screenshot for thumbnail purposes, because that's not the first time I've done this before. Ooh, that should be your name for today. Sayori, what the heck are you? Natsuki. That's your new name. It's super fitting. Natsuki looks at Monika and Yuri in a desperate plea. After getting no response, she sighs deeply and starts up again. Sayori? Yeah? That is literally the stupidest thing I've heard all day. Everyone but Sayori breaks out into laughter. Hey, that's super mean. Sorry, but it's the truth. But it's cute. Cute? I'm a skeleton. How in the world is that cute? It's Halloween. This day is supposed to be like the opposite of cute. Well, I won't lie. That's a pretty fitting name, Natsuki. She grins. Sorry. Oh, come on, Yuri. You could have come up with a better nickname. Yuri? You're putting me on the spot here, Natsuki. To her credit, at least she didn't call her Natsuki. Puka? Sorry, I can't really deny Sayori her moment of glory. Fine, but only if I get to give her a dumb nickname too. Wait, Sayori, what exactly are you? A cowgirl, right? Sayori tips her hat down and adopts a southern cowboy drawl. It's high noon. Well, not a very good one. Okay. I get it. I can't do it. I get it. I completely get it. I get it. Jump scare. No jump scare. No jump scare. Imagine a jump scare like right here. Wow. No. There's silence for a moment. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the tumbleweed going by. I get it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's what I'm trying to say. Fitting for a cowboy, at least. I thought she's a cowgirl. Sayori, it's midnight. It's high moon then. I feel guilty for laughing, but it's funny to me. You've been watching too many spaghetti westerns, Sayori. Spaghetti? Yeah, I'm just hungry. This is part of the reason why I like Halloween. It really brings everyone together, even if the premise of the festivity is a bit dark. I figured you'd like Halloween the most, Sayori. It's pretty much a day dedicated to horror. Although, it's pretty great seeing a skeleton, a cowboy, a vampire, and a witch all in the same room. What am I wearing? I want to know. I'm wearing a Seahawks shirt. But what is he wearing? I want to know. What do you think he's wearing? Leave a comment down. Hit the like button if you think he's wearing clothes. No. Hit the like button if you think he's just naked. Not exactly every day do you get to see that. I just remember all the silly things we get up to. All the pranks, the scary movies. Yeah, it's pretty silly, but that's what makes it fun. Plus, I can't wait to scare all of you with my ghost story. I bet it's horrifying, Natsuki. I bet it's horrifying. It's gonna be the best. Aw, not spooky. Please don't make it too scary. We already passed a bunch of people with terrifying costumes on the way here. This horrible guy with the glove made of knives. Yuri smiles softly. No surprise, she recognizes the character. Thank you. I think Yuri is currently my favorite. For this day. You won't sleep well tonight, will you, Sayori? I'm tired of this game. I don't want to play this anymore. So tired of this game. I don't want to play this anymore. It's okay. I just went to brush my teeth. And I thought I cleared my throat, but my nose, but definitely not. Sorry, Sayori. Can't make any promises. We all share a collective laugh as Sayori pouts. Speaking of festivities, I brought something that I believe would contribute to the intoxicating nature of the mysticism of Halloween. That was not Gosh, I'm dying. I'm dying out here, guys. I'm dying. It's rather decadent, I don't know. But since it's a special occasion, Yuri slides a slender black wine bottle out of her bag. Whoa! Whoa there! Its glass takes on an alluring shine beneath the fluorescent lights. I was able to find a nice Chianti. Eh? Yuri? Is that apple cider, Yuri? No, I think that's wine. I've done something wrong again, haven't I? Look. I like your thinking, but legal reasons, I'll have to say no. I don't think alcoholic drinks are allowed on school grounds now, are they? Not to mention that we're underage anyway, although that's never really stopped anyone from drinking. I'm sorry, I just thought that given that we're trespassing anyway, I don't know what I was thinking, and now the atmosphere is ruined too. It's fine, Yuri. At least you didn't bring it during a regular club meeting. Just be careful not to let anyone catch you with it. I'll have to admit, though, you're the last person I would have expected to bring something like that here. Yuri must be under the influence of the witching hour or something. Am I right, guys? I'm funny, right? Funny. There's still an hour or so until the witching hour. You know what I mean. Hey, it's okay. It'll just add to the story. The story? Yeah, you know, the story that we'll be telling people about later about tonight. Hey, you better leave that Nat Spooky stuff out of it. Nope. Sayori, Nat Spooky. Alright, cut it out, you two. To be honest, though, I'm a bit curious about how the wine tastes. Oh, come on, Monica. Are you supposed to be the responsible one here? You guys are already breaking into a school. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty big crime. I'm pretty sure that's a crime. That's a pretty big crime itself. Just saying. You're right. She casts a wistful gaze at the wine as she says that, though. Sayori and Natsuki seem to be glancing at the bottle curiously as well, while Yuri hesitantly stows it back into her bag. Okay, everyone. Let's move along to the main event, shall we? Who wants to share their poem first? Uh-oh. I gotta choose poems again? Okay, think about it. Poems, I think these are supposed to be horror stories. Who's going to have the worst story? I want to rank these from worst to best. Right now, ranking in last is a tie between Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori's lack of horror involvement in her life has made this harder to get to, and so she'd probably tell a funny horror story. Natsuki is quite cute, but she could possibly bring a twist into the horror aspect. So, I'm going to say Sayori has the worst horror poem. Oh, I have to read. My old friend, there is a dark and hollow thing that follows close and to me clings. It sticks to me and turns in turn. When I spin around and discern, in the dark and the deep, the faintest shape that it keeps. It goes away when sunlight shines. The sun shines sweet and warm and kind. But does it really? Is it gone? Or does it secretly keep on? Is it really hiding there, staring from beneath the chair, glaring from atop the stairs, nowhere but yet everywhere? In the corner, in the gap, I stare in and it looks back, weighing down, draining out. Okay, not bad. That was very interesting, Sayori. I always enjoy seeing a poet step out of their comfort zone a little bit, but especially when it comes to writing about horror. What do you mean? You typically don't write darker poems, correct? Unless I've misinterpreted. No, you're right, Yuri. That was a real change of pace, and it was fun. Well, I'm glad my suggestion has gone down well then. I can't read. Oh man. I leave and I can no longer read. I was doing so fine. I figured it would be fitting for the occasion. Don't give her too much praise. Just start thinking she's the next Stephen King. Hey, I'd be a great horror writer. Actually, no, wait, I wouldn't. I'm not a big on, like, you know, actually scary stuff. Makes sense. What's this poem about anyway? Ooh, well, it's about whatever you think it's about. Are you trying to sound like Yuri? No, silly. I didn't write it with a specific thing in mind. It can be whatever you fear the most. Hiding away, always there, never leaving. Even when you think it's all sunshine and rainbows, it never truly goes away. So it can be whatever you think it is. A terrible secret, a scary monster, a childhood fear of the dark. It could be made up, or it could be real. It doesn't just scare you. Maybe whatever it is drains you as well, bit by bit. And what makes it scary is knowing it's always there. Holy crap. It's safe to... Speak, please, correctly. Okay. It's safe to say that no one expected that from her. The temporary silence in the room confirms that. Natsuki frowns, evidently nonplussed by what she's just heard. Even the cool, calm, collected Monika looks a bit taken back. Yuri, on the other hand, smiles contentedly, seemingly unfazed by the somber explanation coming from Sayori's mouth. Wow. Okay, it's not just me who didn't see that coming, right? Laughter fills the clubroom. I mean it, Sayori. Your use of metaphors and use of darker thematic imagery was very refreshing to see. Just do me a favor and don't turn it into another Yuri, okay? Natsuki! Kidding. It was great, Sayori. Aw, you guys! Oh, that was sweet. On to Natsuki, who has the dark. Actually, you know what? Now I feel bad. I feel like Sayori's was actually really good. The dark. Sometimes I lie awake at night, sitting in a room devoid of light, and think about the monsters waiting in the dark. I can't even imagine what they look like. Maybe sharp claws and skin lined with spikes. Maybe a mouth that could swallow me whole. Maybe red eyes that could pierce my soul. They could eat me right now if they wanted, yet they wait. Waiting for me to close my eyes, waiting for me to dream of the light, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But now I'm thinking about the monsters, and I'm still lying awake in the dark. Yeah, it's not great. I know it's not great. Actually, I quite like it, Natsuki. It's pretty obvious that horror is something out of your comfort zone, but you did an exceptional job at combining your style of writing with horror. Fear is a very complex emotion, and so it's a challenge putting it into simple words, but I'd say you did quite well. I would have to agree with Monika. Fear isn't something that is meant to be completely understood. The complexity behind what a person fears and why they're afraid out of it is the most unfathomable. Your poem is about a fear of the dark, or specifically, a fear of the unknown, yes? Yeah? I just don't like not knowing what's there. I don't like that feeling. I don't like not feeling safe. Then you should get a new house, because I don't think you're safe in your house. Anyway, my poem is all about how your imagination plays tricks on you when you're in the dark. You know there's no such thing as monsters, but like, you can never be completely sure. That's what scares me, that uncertainty. I can relate, but as I was saying, it's certainly a feat encapsulating something as complex as fear into 4 simple stanzas. Natsuki smiles proudly. What can I say? I'm good at what I do. Yeah, well done, Natsuki. Sayori, if you say that to me one more time, I'll... Anyway, moving on to Monica. Reverie. I wake up, cold, black night, silent and still. I fall to my knees, splinters in my hand, dust in the air, cold. Where am I? I reach for the light I need. Is it there? The switch is pressed. I feel the warmth on my face and my hands and my arms and I wake up. It's dark all over, cold. Silent and numb, I reach my hand out. I have no eyes to see, but I can feel it. I press the switch. The warmth fills me. The dark comes again. I die again. I wake up. Noise in my ears? Voices? Cold. I reach out and feel. Nothing. Where is it? Wasn't it real? Wasn't it here? Everyone reaches, but nobody can touch it. The dark comes again. We all die again. I wake up. Here again? Okay, look, this poem... I just spit. Ugh. I can tell a little bit of the inspiration behind this poem, alright? But I'm gonna see if they cover it first, and if not, I'll have to discuss it. Monica bows a little bit after she finishes. I mull over what she's read. I don't really get it. That sounds like something Yuri would have written. Oh, it is... Is that a bad thing? Of course not. What does reverie mean? I don't think I've ever heard it before. It's an English word that means something like having a pleasant daydream. But it comes from a French word that means madness. Appropriate for Halloween, isn't it? Monica's smile is looking a bit more sinister than normal somehow. How cultured. Yuri looks a little distressed at the implication of Natsuki's sarcasm and the idea that Monica's poem sounded like something she might have written. Do both meanings relate to the poem? You could say that. What do you mean? It reflects on how a blissful act can make the pain go away. For a little while. Okay, that's not what I thought that was on about. I thought that was talking about how Monica, the third and fourth wall breaking, all-knowing, omniscient Monica, she breaks game. Anyway, Yuri, let's see what you got. Ethereal. Somber sounds of midnight malice float around a Chastise! I did not just look it up. Chalice. Riding otherworldly winds. Letters torn from nails pinned. A looming figure takes my hand, leading me through with sympathy can. Cumbersome weights ride my shoulders. I can't read cursive. Please, something help me. With this serenity, falling boulders. I can't read cursive that well. Their words are mollified by lament. False reassurance fails to dent. The fierce facade of fleeting fear. Time is lost, no longer here. Cobalt nerves, fractured soul, with the luminescence of coal. Clacking, footsteps from below. Echo, 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 echo. Now that I finished all the poems, I know how I rank these. Sayori wins. I said Sayori would come in last. I was wrong. Sayori wins, in my opinion. For a moment, the room is silent. Oh no, I went too far, didn't I? No, it's just the kind of thing we're looking for. Would you like to tell us what you were thinking when you wrote this? Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. It's a bit hard to describe, but sometimes there are nights where my mind just seems to be full of noise. Nights where I can hear. She trails off absent-mindedly. Did she get caught up in her own poem that much? Hey, to Yuri! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get sidetracked. It's okay, Yuri. Don't feel like you have to rush. Yeah, take your time. Right. Well, as I was saying, I wanted to try and capture the feelings one might have on a bit of a dark night. Wait, aren't all nights dark? It's a metaphor, Sayori. I think Yuri's trying to talk about when people are going through a difficult time. That's right, Puka. The dead of night can be very fickle. It can be a peaceful time. It can be a peaceful time as the world around us winds down, but sometimes being alone with our thoughts can be terrifying. This poem was an attempt to reclaim some of the darkness. Well, I think you did a great job with that, Yuri. Yeah, I really liked it. You did? Thank you. Uh-oh. Alright guys, all your poems have been pretty good so far, but just wait till you hear my poem. An evil grin stretches across my face as I whip out my own poem. If you're this confident, I will be looking forward to your recitation. Did you put extra effort into this one, Puka? Well, not quite. What's that supposed to mean? It's not a poem that I wrote myself, Puka. But I promise you that it's very appropriate for the occasion. This is a poem that has an urban legend attached to it. Supposedly, if you read it out loud, you'll be cursed so that something tragic happens to you. Maybe even death. What? Puka, that's so scary! I know, right? It's great. This poem is titled Tamino's Hell, written by a poet called Saijo Yaso. Is this a real poem? It's a real poem! I'm reading the description of it right now. Tamino's Hell is a notorious damn poem believed to curse or even kill anyone who reads it out loud. Saijo Yaso, a famous Japanese poet, wrote the poem after the end of World War I. Many believe he explained his suffering through the poem, as his father died during the war. Interesting. Nice history facts right there. And it just so happens that this is the poem that I will be reading to you all at this very moment. Puka, don't do it! What if something bad really happens to you? Yeah, right. It's called an urban legend for a reason, you know. Emphasis on legend, as in something that's not real. Still, I'd like to see the data on all the people who have read the poem so far. And statistically speaking, it's likely that something tragic will eventually happen to you anyway. I find that there's always some element of truth behind these stories, though. Of course, this truth might not reflect the literal meaning of the stories and legends. However, there's likely a message behind the legend. Yeah, I'm not gullible enough to believe any of this stuff, though. Alright, guys, let's settle down. You can all voice your thoughts after I read it. You're gonna make me read it?! I want to live! This isn't fair! This isn't fair! This is a creepypasta! It's on the creepypasta website! Wait, but if I read this... Wait. Okay, well this is all Japanese. Wait, right? Oh! This is... Oh no! I think this is... Is this... Uh-oh. This is a... Oh, I have to read this. Oh my... Oh, no. I don't believe in this stuff typically, but you know, I've recently opened my mind a little bit more. Tamino's Hell. Elder sister vomits blood. Younger sister's breathing fire. While sweet little Tamino just spits up the jewels. All alone does Tamino go falling into that hell. A hell of utter darkness without even flowers. Is Tamino's big sister the one who whips him? The purpose of the scourging hangs dark in his mind. Hangs. The lashing and thrashing him, but never quite shattering. One pure path to Vici, the eternal hell. Into that blackest of hells, guide him now, I pray, to the golden sheep, to the nightingale. How much did he put in that leather pouch to prepare for his trek to the eternal hell? Spring is coming to the valley, to the wood, to the spiraling chasms of the blackest hell. The nightingale in her cage, the sheep aboard the wagon, and tears well up in the eyes of the sweet little Tamino. Sing, O nightingale, in the vast misty forest. He screams, he only misses his little sister. His wailing desperation echoes throughout hell. A fox peony opens its golden petals. Down past the 7 mountains and 7 rivers of hell. The solitary journey of sweet little Tamino. And if this hell they be found, may they come to me, please. Those sharp spikes of punishment from Needle Mountain. Not just on some empty whim, and is flesh pierced with blood red pins. They serve as hell's signposts for sweet little Tamino. Well, there's the poem. So I'm saying right now, if I magically, just pass on within the next month, this is why. And don't ever play this game. Ever. Not sure if it's just me overthinking it, but I feel a strange chill running down my spine after reading that. Stop talking. I hate that urge. I hate when people bring up the concept of a chill that they feel going down their spine. And I'm like, oh, I can feel that chill too. You know? Puka, that was seriously too scary. It was alright. I should probably downplay it, at least for Sayori's sake. I'd have to agree with Sayori. It had a very creepy, old-fashioned feel to it. After hearing that, I wouldn't doubt that something bad looms in your future. Monica! Personally, I found that poem quite beautiful. Of course, it's certainly eerie, but there are a lot of symbols and metaphors I could pick out just from hearing that one reading. I think that I'll have to look into this poem more in my free time. Shh! You guys think that was scary? It was pretty meh in my opinion. The poet was clearly trying too hard to be edgy and smart. Shut up! Shut up! You're not fun. If I may respectfully disagree, the tone and word choice of the poem matches its content. It's not written that way simply to be edgy. After all, if I understood it correctly, Tomino was banished to hell for murdering his own parents. Eh? How'd you get that out of the poem? Well, it mentions that Tomino is on the way to Avicii, the lowest of the hells in Buddhism. And killing one's parents in one way that is one way you get sent there. Oh, well, whatever. I still don't like it. Well, you guys can agree to disagree, but whether you like the poem or not, you'd have to agree that it and the legend attached to it are pretty interesting, right? I mean, I guess. Puka, I'm gonna have to keep a good eye on you from now on. Okay. Don't threaten me with that. Just in case the legend comes true. Sayori, there's probably a bigger chance that something bad will happen to you first, given how clumsy you are. Hey! We all share a laugh with Sayori joining in after a moment of pouting. Look at that! We did it! Gosh, I still have to drive to work today. Oh gosh. But guys, this has been so enjoyable. It's fun to scare your friends with silly pranks, and dressing up is a lot of fun as well. Although, I don't really like horror that much. It's just so scary to think what could be out there. Stop being a chicken, Sayori. Hey, you're the one who got scared by Monica earlier. The girls all laugh at my expense as I let out a groan. She's never gonna let me live this one down. Touché. Anyway, it's a ghost story time, right? I don't really know many ghost stories, to be honest. Sorry, but I looked on the internet to find some. Most were super long, like this one about a... what was it? Some kind of... Don't tell me you're gonna talk about the Russian sleep experiment! Sayori, you're rambling. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm new to telling scary stories. I'm curious though, guys. What sights or sounds scare you? I'll be honest with you. Silence scares me, especially after I've read a gripping horror story. Is it just me who finds reverse music really creepy? Did it? How? My piano teacher showed me a few reverse pieces once. It just felt wrong to listen to. Especially when there's vocals. You start hearing things that aren't there. I don't know. Come on, Natsuki. There has to be something out there that creeps you out. Ugh. You'll just laugh. We won't. She's right, Natsuki. We've all shared. What is it? Natsuki averts her eyes, talking to the floor. The noises that children's toys makes. It's like when I'm home alone and I think of like a Jack-in-the-Box playing by itself. It'd creep you guys out too. No, I'm with you. I've always found anything to do with children scary, especially in the dark. The sound of babies crying, for example. Normally it's annoying, but if I heard it in the dark and there was no one else around, I shiver. Well, it's fitting that you mentioned that, Puka. Don't you remember that argument we had on Halloween back when we were like 10? No. Sayori, where's this going? We were both on our way to a Halloween party. It was pretty quiet out, so you could hear everything. I heard the sound of a baby crying, but it wasn't coming from inside anyone's house or anything. There weren't many people on the streets either, and it definitely wasn't one of them. It was coming from down a dark alleyway. A chill runs down my spine as I remember exactly what incident she's talking about. I remember I wanted to go out and investigate. I was scared it was a toddler in danger, but you didn't let me. You were too chicken to. Hey! Oh, okay. We were just in a rush. But anyway, pretty creepy, right? I guess I can kind of see what you mean about babies crying being creepy. I guess I was a bit scared by myself, but looking back, I'm glad you convinced me not to go. Guess being a wimp has its perks. Ha. Yuri, Sayori, and Natsuki all laugh. Monica, however, looks like she's been slapped in the face. Guys, you not realize how lucky you were? Ah! Stop! Eh? Oh god, you guys have no idea. What? Sayori, did anything seem a bit off about that baby's cry? Stop! I don't want to think about this. I don't know why, but horror movies don't really get me, okay? But when I have to read about horror, like, that allows my mind to go into an imaginative area where I imagine myself in said situation. If I'm walking with my friend and we're going to a Halloween party and I'm at the age of 10 with that mindset, I am terrified right now. Okay, I hear a baby down a dark alley where it's not coming from any house. It's coming from that alley, and no. Sayori scrunches up her face in an attempt to recall. No, not really. Well, it did sound a bit repetitive, though. Like, the cries didn't change much. Monika's voice shakes as she replies, Guys, that's what serial killers do to lure out young women. I can't help but burst out laughing. Dear God, Class! Dear God! What, pretend to be babies? Come on, Monika, you had me going for a second there, but you kind of ruined the punchline. She looked straight into my eyes. No, Puka. They record a clip of a baby's cries and hide the speaker in a dark place. They prey on women's maternal instincts because they know they're attached to the sounds of infants in distress. The laughter dies on my lips as a cold, sickening silence takes its place. Oh my God. That's why the cries didn't sound natural. They just recorded a small segment and replayed it over and over. It all makes sense now, the unnatural cries in the dark alleyway. A meticulous, calculated effort to ensnare an unsuspecting victim. Wait, hang on! Didn't Miss Kazumi go missing around that time? Miss Kazumi used to teach Sayori and I a long time ago. What happened to her exactly? Sayori shrugs. We were told that she moved away suddenly to work in a different part of the country, right? People used to spread really scary, horrible rumors about what happened to her, but they don't really make sense. Hang on. She had a child of her own that year, didn't she? Oh God, she did. And my parents wouldn't really discuss her whenever I asked. They were super dismissive of the whole thing. Always wondered why. Oh my goodness. Wait, you guys actually believe that? Everyone looks at Natsuki shocked. Oh, come on. There's no way you guys almost walked into a trap. Besides, Look, Natsuki, you're really ruining Halloween right now for me. I'm not having fun with you here. Besides, that's just an urban legend. What happened to their teacher then? She just disappeared and Puka's parents refused to talk about it? I don't know about you, but that just seems pretty convenient for this story. Well, maybe some things are better left off unanswered, huh? Although I do hope Sarah and I are just misremembering. Well, on that cheerful note, how about we move on to our next story? I'd like to nominate Natsuki. My story? Natsuki, do you not have one? Hey, I never said that, but I do, but it's just, I got it off the internet. I don't like horror, so it's bad. So if it's bad, it's not my fault, okay? Natsuki clears her throat. Anyway, it's about these two friends named Aoi and Nariko. Basically, there was a rumor going around their high school about people seen going in and out of an abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Most people thought they were just drug dealers, but some swore by the fact that the house was being used by a cult or something. Aoi and Nariko were pretty outgoing and adventurous, so they decided one night to check the place out. They get to the house and it's pitch black out. Luckily, Aoi had brought flashlights for the both of them. Nariko, on the other hand, brought a knife with her, just in case they ran into any trouble. They go inside and the place reeks. We're talking about Puka's room levels of sting. Ha! Ha ha! I hate comedy and horror mixtures. So Natsuki, you fail. You fail this scary story. Hey! Hey! Anyway, everybody bursts out laughing. Was that really necessary? Sorry, I had to. Anyway, they look around for a bit. They find the door to the basement, the stairs to the second floor, things like that. Normally, they go into the kitchen and finally, they go into the kitchen and find the source of the smell. There's some weed on the table and it looks to be recently used. This confirms Aoi's suspicions that it's a drug dealer and she wants to leave. Nariko, on the other hand, still wants to snoop around for a bit. They get into an argument with each other when Nariko calling Aoi a coward because she thinks Aoi wants to leave since she's afraid of all the rumors. Then Nariko goes, yeah, well, if you're not afraid, then go down into the basement. Aoi gladly accepts and walks over to the basement door. As soon as she opens it, she feels a sharp pain in her back, and before she can react, she gets pushed down the stairs. She tumbles down the stairs, and once she hits the bottom, she realizes she can't feel her legs. Her vision is blurred, but she can barely make out a figure standing at the top of the stairs with a knife. The last thing Aoi hears before she passes out is Naruko's footsteps as she descends down the stairwell, and an old, grizzled voice say, "This one will do nicely." The very next day, Naruko and Aoi call in sick. It's kind of a shame, really, because they miss out on all the talk about how someone heard strange, animal-like growls coming from the old, abandoned house on the outskirts of town. So yeah, I hope you liked it or whatever. What happened to Naruko and Aoi in the end? They didn't die, did they? Use your imagination. Nice story, Natsuki. Cults usually provide a good fodder for horror stories. Indeed, I've read quite a few novels involving cults. Doesn't Portrait of Markov involve something like that? Something similar, yes. Hey, Portrait of Markov, that's right. We don't speak of that. That's Doki Doki lore. I'm not going to get into that. I already have tried. Remember when I played Doki Doki Plus? Yeah, my computer couldn't handle it. I could replay through it, but there's no point now. Speaking of Yuri and horror stories, how about you go next, Yuri? Me? Alright then. Give it your best shot. You're walking alone one pale autumnal night. The moon is graceful, casting her light down below like snowdrops. As you continue down your path, something shambles behind you. You turn around to look for what it might be, but all you see is a cluster of leaves rustled by the pale air. Slowly returning, you notice the lights in every house around you going out, then flickering before fully extinguishing. With tentative steps, you advance towards one of them to investigate. Just as you're about to reach the window, you hear something snapping behind you. A broken twig is all that remains. Uncertainty floating around inside your head. You unconsciously start walking faster, away from the suburbs. Eventually, you find solace in silence, but the only sound being your heartbeat. It's quiet. Nothing bad seems to be happening now. In fact, nothing at all seems to be happening. Confused, you look around and see that you're in front of your house in the street. No one is stirring, nor are there any lights. Gently pacing towards your house, you go through the door. The lights are on, the television is on, but no one in sight. This is unusual. You were expecting your parents to be home tonight. They had gone out without telling you? No, that couldn't be it. They always let you know where they'll be. You pull out your phone and open your contacts to give them a call. However, no one is registered in there anymore. No matter how hard you try to remember, you can't call out to them. Suddenly, there is a heavy knock on the door. You peek through the keyhole, but see no one. Another knock. Another. You cautiously open the door, but there is still no one there. No one anywhere. How did this happen? Why are you alone in the piercing silence? Silence so loud it fills the air. You do not know, and there isn't any way for you to find out. That's it? What a dumb story. Nothing even happened. Where are the scary monsters and stuff? There is no greater fear than the unknown, Natsuki. I'm gonna have to agree with Yuri here. The unknown is one of the most terrifying things, hence why I have a deep fear of the ocean. Playing Subnautica, especially Below Zero, because at least with Subnautica, I had a map that showed me, and I had, watched people play it. Subnautica Below Zero, I tried to go into that with very little information. And the Shadow Leviathan, the Chalicerate, everything in that game is just terrifying. Sharp claws can be prepared for, an enigmatic silence cannot. What's more fearful, something you know is coming for you, or feeling unsafe when you're in fact not? Quite a somber note to end your story on, Yuri. We can always count on you for a good horror tale, huh? Anyway, I'll go next, although a scary story, now that I think about it, I don't think I've come up with a ghost story before. Give me a sec. I haven't read too many horror stories either. Well, I guess that isn't a surprise. Just make one up then, it'll be fun. Well, I can't say I've tried that before. Are you trying to get out of not telling a story? Of course not. Now that I think about it, there is one I've heard of. Monica's expression turns serious. The mood in the room turns serious. She uses the same intensity she did from when she read her poems, and everyone quiets down. A number of years ago, Tanabata had come along as it does every year. It's the story of a lost little girl. Where am I? She cried. She cried and cried, hoping desperately she could find someone to help her. But the little girl was alone. Nobody could hear her. But just as all hope seemed lost, she heard a voice. Isn't the night wonderful? The girl looked up. Where before there was nobody was now a man in an elegant yukata. He wore what looked like a no mask, but it was completely blank. Behind the man stood a stall, masks and lanterns of all sorts hanging from it. How rude of me, the man admonished himself. Welcome, dear customer. Your heart seems unhappy. Why not take a look at my wares, the man said as he gestured to the mask behind him. Please, take one that will bring a smile to your face. The girl looked at the mask. There were ones that looked frightening, ones that looked strange, ones that looked exotic, and many others. What about your mask, mister? The girl asked. I'm sorry, but this mask is very special. It's not for sale. The girl looked sad. I like that mask. It looks really cool. The man laughed softly. It's been called many things, but this is perhaps the first time it's been called cool. Would you like a fruit? The man asked, picking one from the tree behind them. They're sweet and delicious. The girl reached to take it, but the man pulled his hand back. Ah, they're not for children. The girl was confused. But just tonight, it should be fine, he said as he offered his hand once again. In the festival of the night, children can become adults, and adults become children. Is that true? Asked the girl, and the man assured her it was. The girl took the fruit and bit into it. It was unlike anything she'd tasted before. It was almost overwhelming, but the flavor was wonderful. It's good, said the girl happily. The man laughed again. I'm glad you think so. There's plenty, so please, eat all you like. As she ate, the man took down a mask. What about this one? The girl took the mask. It looks like me, but she looks like a princess, the girl said in awe. Do you like it? Please take it. But what about the money? Asked the girl. I don't need money. Instead, I would like to be friends. Is that okay? Of course, the girl agreed. From now on, we're friends. I'm glad, the man said with gratitude. Why not put on your mask? The girl did so. She was overcome with a strange feeling. Why is it? She asked. At long last, I have dreamt of this moment. My Eve, my only friend. The man smiled beneath his mask as he spoke as the light of the stars began to fade. For it is the festival of the night, where children become adults and adults become children. Let it be known. Another unconventional horror story, I see. Yep, I guess monsterless horror stories are more popular than you'd think. I rather like the mysterious tone myself. It was very reminiscent of the style of Asian horror stories. You guys have a weird sense of what's scary. I mean, the story isn't necessarily meant to scare you to death. Spirits don't have to just be frightening, you know? Well, it is Halloween. Aren't things supposed to be scary today? But Halloween is fun too, not just scary. Alright, you guys, break it up. Let's all just agree to disagree again. Monica smiles gratefully at me, while Natsuki shoots me a disgruntled look. Anyway, guess it's my turn to tell a story. So, this is something that actually happened to a friend of mine. Oh, really? Yes, really. So it really happened to Sayori then? Huh? This story's about me? Is that true, Puka? What? No, it's not. Let's just get on with the story, shall we? I get Natsuki's little joke there, like Sayori's my only friend. I get it. I don't care. Natsuki, screw off! Anyway. So this friend of mine lived alone in an apartment building. He lived in the downtown area and loved to party all night, and one night he was out as usual. However, when he stumbled back home in the early hours of the morning, he realized that he'd lost his keys and was locked out of his apartment. So he ended up having to call his landlord, who was pissed at having to wake up in the middle of the night to let him back in. But in the end, he was able to get home safely, so that's all that matters, right? I can certainly relate to that comfortable feeling. Right, but when he got inside, he noticed that his keys were actually on his nightstand. So he didn't lose them after all. They weren't an extra set? Why are you guys talking while I tell my story, huh? Huh? I was silent. We were silent for your guys' story. Of course, just me. Only I get interrupted. No, not anyone else but me. They weren't an extra set that his landlord lent him. No. He was able to recognize them by the keychain he attached to it. So, that's it? Pretty much, yeah. What's so scary about that? I guess you haven't realized it yet, huh? What do you mean? The apartment was locked when he got back, right? Yeah, I got that part. But his keys were still in the apartment. So how do you suppose he locked them in? Huh? Someone must have gotten into his apartment and placed them inside, then locked the door themselves from the inside. And the only sets of keys were my friend's and his landlord's, so whoever it was who brought his keys back was still in the apartment when he got home. That really gets me. Oh, I like that. I really like that. That really gets me. Ooh, that gives me tingles. Ooh. But who was it then? Never found out. Huh? You're gonna make me permanently paranoid? That was quite an enjoyable story, Puka. Although it was short, the realization at the end definitely made up for that. Plus, the story calls on the real fears of things like squatters, stalkers, and killers. Hey, speaking of squatters, I wonder if that video will be out by the time this goes out. You guys will see. Depending on Detroit Become Human. Who knows, maybe one of us had a squatter living in our own home, hidden away, never to be found. I hate that closet now. I hate you. Okay, 1 second. Quick story time, okay? So, I live in an apartment here in Washington. Not gonna say the city, but Washington, alright? So, I live in an apartment with my dad, alright? And his girlfriend, but she's occasionally here. She has her own place, blah, 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 blah. But it's mainly just me and my dad, right? You know, and my bed is right next to the window, alright? It's not like we have multiple rooms. This is just a 2-bedroom, my room and my dad's room, and then there's a kitchen, bathroom, blah, blah, blah. But when I'm laying down at night, I'll occasionally hear things like falling in my closet or moving around. Not like, it makes sense to me, but I usually this is usually at 2 or 3 a.m. when I'm up, just either watching anime or watching YouTube or, just watching something, or, I'm just up because I was gaming all night and I just got into bed. But, it's just the fact that it just happens occasionally, and it feels like something's in there. Okay? You guys can see the closet right there. Could you imagine if it was moving right now? Do you know how creepy that would be for me? I would lose my mind. Stay closed. And what makes it worse is there's a crack. Not like the one you guys see right there where it's the 2 separate sliding doors. But no, there's a crack in the far left, okay? Where it's a little slanted. It's supposed to be straight, but it's a little slanted, all right? Just a little bit. But it's enough to where, if someone's head were to peek, you'd possibly be able to point out, eyes or something like that. And it's just my bed's perfectly set up to where I can see that crack. And, if someone were to be, looking around in my room and outside that closet, I'd see their face. And luckily, I'm not one who has nightmares or anything like that often. When I have nightmares, they're realistic, but, I haven't had a nightmare that's like that in forever. But if I were to have, a nightmare, or possibly even, if I were to, what's it called? Sleep paralysis. If I were to have sleep paralysis, right there, there's a high chance that, if I were to see, a sleep paralysis, demon, or whatever they're called, just, something I see in my sleep paralysis, and there's a high chance it comes out of that closet. And that's terrifying. But anyway, back to the game. Stop right there. I don't even want to think about it. Okay, that story wasn't half bad. Glad you all liked it. I'll have to admit, this has been pretty fun, guys. Yeah, it really has. We should do this sort of stuff more often. Sayori, Halloween only comes around once a year. Oh yeah, if I may make a suggestion, we all look at her. Oh well, it's fitting for the mood. Would you like to try the Kokiri-san game? Oh, what's that? Oh, that Ouija board thing? Isn't that just some urban legend? Only if you believe it is, Natsuki. Ouija board stuff, huh? On one hand, although it's not very hard to scare me, I'm a bit skeptical about ghosts. Although I've heard from a lot of people that messing around with the dark arts is a dangerous business. I mean, we're all in the dark school late at night with no one else around. If we really did open a portal for a malevolent spirit to enter our world, who knows what could happen? Nah, that's a bit too far-fetched. At least if the spooky ghost kills me, I won't have to do that math homework that I've been procrastinating for a week. And that's where it comes in handy. All right, worth the risk. Every bit of it is worth the risk. Seems a lot more tempting now. Can you tell us more, Yuri? Of course. So Kokiri-san is the name of a spirit we'll summon. The name comprises of animals: a fox, cock, a dog, ku, and a raccoon, Ri. Cock. Look, I'm just saying fox in Japanese, that's all. I'm not saying anything weird. Okay? Just saying. Each animal represents something different. For example, the dog is loyal and protecting, while the fox is a trickster or a teacher. You can ask Kokiri-san different things. You can ask who loves you, whether you'll become rich, etc. Hang on. You can ask it anything? A devilish smile crosses her face. Why don't we ask Kokiri-san when we're all going to die? Yuri looks aghast, nervously fiddling with a strand of her hair. Natsuki, there are some questions you shouldn't ask, and that's one of them. Nah, come on, Yuri. This is the perfect time for it. I don't think you realize what you're getting into. There are many stories of people messing around with spirits, all ending with awful consequences. Oh, come on, Yuri. Besides, it's part dog. If it's trying to possess someone, we can just throw a stick for it. Yeah. Also, it's a Shinto spirit, not a demon or a ghost. That Spooky is the one wearing a bone outfit, and we all know dogs love bones. So, it's just her who has to worry. Natsuki would have made a wonderful Medusa with a head with a death glare like that. Well, seeing as we've already broken in and have some illegal contraband on our hands, she shoots a wink at Yuri, who ducks her head down, blushing. Adding an animalistic wraith into the mix. Well, might as well. Yay, that's the spirit. Okay then, let's begin the preparations. And here we are, setting up a demon ritual. Would you look at that? With the ritual set up and the candles dimmed, we're ready to go. We also had to open a window, which according to Yuri, allows the spirit to enter and exit. The ambient noises from outside permeate the room, adding to the atmosphere within. So what happens now? Oh no. Oh no. Guys. Oh no. Oh no, I'm in English class. I like to take screenshots, okay? Place a coin on the red gate. The Totori. I know that word. Tori is a word that I should know. Anyway. The Tori is where the spirit enters and exits. And? Okay. Now everyone, please place your index finger on the coin. After a bit of crowding, we managed to squeeze the tip of everyone's finger onto the coin. Be careful not to let go of the coin. What happens if we do? Please don't. I'm fine. Let's just get this over with already. Alright. Yuri visibly composes herself and continues. Kokiri-san, Kokiri-san, if you're here, please move this coin. At first, nothing happens. Just as Natsuki thought. A silly urban legend. No way. There's no way the coin just moved. My eyes have to be playing tricks on me. The coin initially was on the red. Tori slowly slides across the yes. Ooh. Did you guys see that? Even Natsuki is in a state of disbelief. Alright, who did that? Real jokester, you are. Real funny. The crickets outside can be heard clearly in the silence that follows. No one steps up to claim responsibility for the coin's movement. Wow, that's how it's gonna be, huh? Whoever it was, just tell us already. More crickets. Fine, I'm not bringing cupcakes anymore until someone admits to it. But Natsuki! And stop calling me that. I bet it was Yuri. She was the one who suggested this. Me? I would never. I guess Yuri is a scaredy cat. It wasn't me either. Yeah, Sayori is a scaredy cat too. So that leaves Puka and Monica. Natsuki, have you considered that maybe, just maybe, it really is Kokiri-san moving the coin? Yeah, right. There's no such thing as ghost. Kokiri-san is a spirit, not a ghost. Same difference. Well, all I have to say is that I didn't do it. Natsuki's skeptical glare causes me to hurry on. But I know that there's got to be some sort of scientific explanation for this. I can't seriously be witnessing the paranormal, can I? Okay, Einstein, then what's your scientific explanation for this, then? I'm working on it. Uh-huh. It has to be one of us doing it. I know. Why don't we ask Kokiri-san something that Puka and I couldn't have known? Given that you seem to suspect us the most. Okay then, Sayori, ask it something. But what should I ask? I don't know. Anything that Puka and Monica couldn't have known. Oh, I know. Kokiri-san, can you please tell me what I have on the top shelf of my refrigerator? What kind of question is that supposed to be? Sorry guys, I guess I'm kind of hungry. Banter peters out as we expectantly watch the coin. Suddenly, the coin jerks a little to the right. Natsuki squints as she scrutinizes each of our faces. Meanwhile, the rest of the girls' eyes seem to be glued to the coin. Yuri's face blanching at each further movement. Everyone seems to await the bated breath as the coin slowly inches over to the letter R. A? Sayori's eyes widen while Yuri ever so slightly backs away from the paper. The coin carries on moving. Ramen? I took a guess. They're leftovers. Sayori, you've really got to eat more healthily. But it's so tasty. We should really be using Kokiri-san to answer such... Should we really be using Kokiri-san to answer such frivolous questions? That wasn't frivolous at all. We were proving whether or not it was one of us moving the thing, and now you have your answer. None of us moved it. Wait, so is that supposed to mean it was Kokiri-san who moved it? Ah, the music stopped at the perfect moment. Monica seems awfully cheery at this revelation. Man, Monica, does anything faze you? I've just been in much scarier scenarios than this. Plus, I've got to stay confident as the president, you know. I see. Well, so Kakuri-san is real? I tried to get you all to take this seriously. I mean, you really can't blame us for thinking this was all fake. I do still think there's a trick to this. Natsuki, whatever. If you want us to take this seriously, then I'll take this to serious places, alright? Natsuki, Kokiri-san, what is the date of my death?
That's hard to answer because you've died many times, and I've even killed you multiple times. You've died, you've drowned, your neck breaking, you've been deleted. I don't know.
Yuri throws me a frightened look as we all wait for the coin to move. Her finger feels cold as ice next to mine. Rice? Why'd I say okay? Slowly the coin moves to the letter N and inches over to the numbers. November 31st, 2018.
Well, guess what? It's past tense.
That's today. I don't like this anymore, guys. Some questions are better not being asked. That can't be true, right? Kokiri-san. What about the other girls in this room? The coin doesn't move. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Don't you want to know the date of your own death? Yeah, like some piece of paper and a coin is gonna tell me that. You look pretty scared. You looked pretty scared earlier. Shut up! As I move away, Yuri gasps, Puka, we haven't properly finished the game yet! There's a certain procedure. There's no point. He's already broken the finger on the coin rule. What do we do? Sorry, Yuri. I'll come back to help you guys finish in a bit.
If I die, I'm gonna be upset.
You better hurry up, Puka.
Go through this wall.
Phew. Finally out of the club room. I can't believe that game actually scared me. Although, I'm curious to know who it was who rigged the game. It had to have been rigged, right?
Oh, a bathroom. A school bathroom.
Why did I press F11?
Oh, hey, stop. I meant to press F12. F12.
Anyway. The bathroom is pitch black when I open the door, save for the faint moonlight glinting off the bathroom mirror. The contrast between the darkness and the shining glass dazzles me for a moment until I notice it. The dark figure within the glass that is standing completely still. All the urban legends that I've heard of involving mirrors begin to rush through my head. Some instinct inside me stops me from moving, as if so would stop me from being noticed. I don't even dare to take a breath. As my eyes start to water from the lack of oxygen, the figure in the mirror seems to start wavering as well. Holy crap. I can't take it anymore. As I bend over to take a wheezing breath, the figure ducks down as well. Is that my reflection?
I can't believe I got scared of my own reflection.
Scanning my surroundings, I quickly jump to the light switch and flick it on as fast as possible. The fluorescent lights overhead flicker to life, confirming my suspicions. I clear out my reflection and then snort. Lucky that no one else was there to see that. I slam a stall door shut against my compulsion, as a sign of bravado to myself, I guess. Cringing at the shockingly loud echoes of the door reverberating around the bathroom, I can't help but remain quiet now. The frigid tap water at the sinks reminds me of Yuri's icy hands during the game. I should probably hurry back. That was perhaps the most nerve-wracking trip to the bathroom I've ever taken. I shake my head. Snap out of it, Puka. All these stories aren't real. Ghosts aren't real. It's awfully quiet inside the club room. I wonder what witchcraft the girls are up to now. I bet they're all gone. That's my guess. Stepping into the classroom, a pang of fear and adrenaline shoots through my heart. At first glance, the girls seem to have disappeared, but I quickly realize they haven't disappeared. They're all collapsed on the floor and desks. Oh, very convincing, guys. Yeah, I totally believe that you're all actually dead. Very funny. A slight rustling gets my attention. Something in my peripheral vision moves on the Kokiri-san paper. Curious, I gamble over. You should never have done that. Come here. What? Why is the coin spelling this out? Wait, more importantly, how is the coin moving by itself? My mind Oh no! I love and hate this. Oh no. My mind flashes back to what Yuri said before I left. We hadn't properly finished the game. There was a certain procedure that we had to follow. But what happens if you don't do all that? Hold on. It's not like ghosts are real though, right? They must be playing a prank right now, right? I reach down to shake Monica's shoulder. She's lying prone on the floor, and I can't help but feel a dread that her body will be cold. As I start to reach down, I freeze. Are those footsteps outside? No one else is supposed to be in the school right? In a panicked state, I scan the bodies on the floor. All the girls are here, so the footsteps grow louder and louder. They don't sound normal. Almost like they're shuffling or dragging along. Is this real? Am I starting to hear things now? The blood rushing through my ears is drowning out the sound of their footsteps. Where are they now? I can't tell. Are they close by? Should I hide? How much time do I have until they reach the club room? I can't tell! Crap, crap, crap! I throw myself in... Look, I'm a Doki Doki veteran. I know where this audio came from. I'm a veteran. I also have to stop a timer before it goes off momentarily. I throw myself to the floor, squeezing my eyes shut. The sound of my heart hammering in my chest is almost deafening. Over the drumming of my heart, I hear it. The footsteps stopping right outside the club. Please, 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 don't open the door. As the door rattles open, there's an awful, sickening silence, till someone or something breathes. If I get jump scared in here, I'm going to scream. Possibly. Some kind of raspy gurgling and a low, deep vocalization. Something that sounds off, as if someone had warped the sound in the computer program. Something completely and utterly unnatural that raises the hair on the back of my neck. What are you trying to say? I feel absolutely paralyzed. My muscles are tense, my jaw aching from my clenching it shut in the nervousness. But if I relax, the adrenaline running through my body would immediately give me away with my trembling. As the sweat trickles down the side of my head, I hear it drawing near. A warm moistness settles on my neck, as if someone were breathing over. Stop! I dare not even breathe. The idea of breathing in the fetid smell of its breath nearly triggers my gag reflex. Am I imagining this? I can't be, can I? I can't think of any way that this could all be just a simple prank. There's no way the girls could have manufactured this, being that feels wrong to its very core. The temptation to satisfy my curiosity and look at whatever is hovering over me is almost overpowering, but an instinct deep within me demands that I keep my eyes shut. I can't help but feel a dread that something horrific will happen if I look up. All I can think of do is pray for this thing to go away. Please go away. Please go away. Please go away. Man, this mantra can't help me drown out the sheer fear that I'm feeling. While soundlessly chanting my mantra over and over in my head, I realize that the room has gone quiet. Oh no, jump scare's coming. I don't want this. It's too soon to move, isn't it? I'll give it 5 minutes until I peek out the room. Seconds turn to years, to decades. I can't tell how much time has passed, and given my panic state of mind, I don't trust myself to judge time well. It feels like an hour has passed, but it's probably more like a minute or two, or has it been 5 minutes? Should I open my eyes? Should I? Hold on. Shouldn't I be getting help? Shouldn't I be getting help for the others soon? But what if something happens to me? Then I can't help them anyway. What do I do? How much longer do I have to hold out for? I can't believe this is actually happening. I've gone insane, haven't I? Do I dare open my eyes? I strain to hear something, anything, but it's completely silent. Do I dare? Do I? Maybe I should, if only to end this torment. Screw it. Don't! I cautiously open my eyes the smallest bit, peeking out from behind the curtain of lashes. Nothing's there. Just an empty classroom. A wave of relief cascades through my body, and as quietly as I dare, I let out the breath I've been holding in. I lay there for a bit, breathing heavily. Slowly, I get up and walk over to Monica and desperately shake her. In my hysterical state, I can't help but think that she's probably dead. Monica, please wake up! I've been pranked. The game got me. It got me, you tricked me. Your face, Monica? My what? You should have seen your face. She sits up, emerald eyes tearing from mirth. What? Did you think we were actually dead? Her laughter fills the room as the other girls also sit up. I'm sorry for scaring you twice in one night, Puka, but as you said, it is Halloween. This whole thing, it was just a prank? The board, the footsteps, Of course! You already told me about Kokiri-san a week before Halloween, so I was able to rig the answers. It wasn't a ghost or anything like that, dummy. Sayori would have said that Kokiri-san was right no matter what answer Monica made it give. And the footsteps? There are some little speakers that I hid outside the classroom. Sayori had the idea to pre-record some footsteps and send them to me so we can make it sound like there was something coming. I sigh as all of my tension leaves my body. I am tempted to just go into the game files and delete every single one of you right now. But I'm not going to. At least there is a rational explanation for all this. As the other girls laugh, I can't help but join in. Yeah, they got me fair and square. Okay, I'll admit it, guys. Well played. You got me good. I'm curious, though. How did you get another person to agree to this? Huh? What do you mean? Come on, guys. The game's up. I know it was just a prank. No, seriously, what do you mean? Are you really going to keep up the joke? You know, the guy who came inside while I was on the floor? He was all gurgly and raspy and kept making these noises. Like he was saying, well, I'll sound dumb when I try to mimic him, but it was something like, oh. Puka, what are you talking about? We didn't ask anyone else to help out. After all, we couldn't take the risk of having someone report that we trespassed. Indeed, Monica's ruse was simply to rig the Kokiri-san ritual and use the speakers. What are you talking about? As far as we're concerned, we're the only ones in the building. What? You guys are completely serious now. The girls all nod at me. The only things I did were deliberately moving the coin around while I was touching it and rigging the speakers. Nothing else? That's right. Sayori, you swear that you're telling the truth. I am! Sayori would never lie like that to me, so that means, wait, so you guys didn't hear it. They all exchanged looks of bewilderment. Am I actually losing my mind? Like Yuri said, I'm pretty sure it's just us in the building. You're honestly telling me you didn't hear anything. The girls share a look of alarm. Puka, relax. There's nothing there. It's okay. Yeah, even if there was some spooky ghost, I would have kicked its butt. The tinge of humor, along with Sayori's reassurance, helps me calm down a little. I'm not exactly convinced, but if the others didn't hear or see anything, and they were in this same room, then I must have just imagined it, right? Okay, everyone, it's getting late. Let's clean up and call it a night. Sheesh. I didn't read that word. I used to think that I'd grown out of Halloween, but today made me realize that anyone can enjoy it, or it can be fun. Maybe I'll talk to Yuri more about that stuff. You okay? Huh? Yeah, I'm good. I was just thinking about the Ouija board. That thing really got to you, huh? I was a little scared too, even though I knew Monica was behind it all. Anyway, I'll see you in school tomorrow. Good night. See you, Sayori. You guys live right next to each other. Why'd you separate? As I turn and walk home, I can't help but laugh. Yeah, those girls got me good. I never saw that coming, and the bit where the coin was moving by itself was really good too. Wait, Monica only said that she rigged the actual game ritual. Not that she moved the coin around afterwards. Not to mention, there's no way she could have moved it when she was on the floor. The coin, the entity. Does that mean? I take it back. I hate Halloween. Thank you for not jump scaring me so much. Oh, that took... Oh, you really were getting to me. The tension, the constant tension. Noticing some color loss here. But, it doesn't matter. I'm done for today. No more Doki Doki, alright? No more. I'm done for today. Ooh, that got me really good. That genuinely did creep me out. They did so well with that. I'm proud. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, why don't you guys smash that like button and also hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and hit that little bell so you know the next time I upload a video. But yeah, I'm out. Peace! Right? Peace? Right? Video? Peace? Okay. I guess it's not over yet. I mean, I could probably fill the air with some stuff. I could tell a scary story. Once upon a time, there was a YouTuber by the name of PukaTuka, and he ended up getting to 100 subscribers. Ooh, now that's a scary story. All right, I'm out now. All right, it should work. Peace.